Today we're going to be continuing on diving into our coolant system, and today we're going to be talking about antifreeze, or aka just called coolant. So all antifreeze is an additive that's added to a liquid-based solution. In this case, it's going to be mixed with water in a 1-to-1 ratio. What that antifreeze does is it actually raises the boiling point of the water, but at the same time it lowers the freezing point of it, making it a perfect solution to add to your vehicle because it has to deal with extreme heats, but at the same time deal with extreme colds in the winter. If you were to only use water in your coolant system and you lived in the northern hemisphere where it got cold, that water would freeze, and when water freezes, it expands to about 9 times its size, which would crack the engine block inside your engine and pretty much make your engine useless. Also, it wouldn't be able to deal with the heat in the summer because the water would just evaporate. So you're going to need some sort of antifreeze in order to deal with the extreme heats and the extreme colds. Antifreeze can be made up of 4 main agents mixed with that 50-50 dilution of water. First is going to be methanol, then it'll be glycerol, methylene glycol, and propylene glycol. Can't believe I said all those without screwing it up. All of these will have their advantages and disadvantages, so we're going to go through each one of them. It all just depends on how you're going to be using it. First up is going to be methanol. This one is going to be highly combustible and also very toxic. The only use of it usually in a vehicle is actually going to be an additive to your windshield washer fluid to keep your liquid from freezing. Next up is glycerol. This is a colorless, odorless liquid that is non-toxic, which is very nice, and it actually has a higher boiling point than all of the rest of the antifreezes. Sometimes this antifreeze is just called nature's antifreeze because it actually has been found that some animals actually create this on their own to be able to withstand colder temperatures when hibernating. So next up will be ethylene glycol. This is going to be another one that's colorless and odorless. It's also going to be the most popular one out there today. Most vehicles are going to be running on the ethylene glycol one. But the thing is this is actually the most toxic one out there. So why do we use it? Well, mostly because this one has the lowest freezing temperature out of any of the antifreezes out there. Also one of the most popular is just because it has very good heat transferring characteristics. So lastly will be propylene glycol. This is actually going to be a non-toxic antifreeze. So you may be asking yourself, why don't we use that one over the ethylene? Well, in order to get the same results of the ethylene, you have to use a lot more of the propylene. And we just don't have the space in order to have that much propylene glycol into your coolant system. This one is actually mostly just used in the food industry because it's, again, with that non-toxic properties. So there you have it. That's a rundown of your 4 main antifreeze groups out there. Like I said, you're mostly going to be using just the ethylene glycol. And with the ethylene glycol, there's probably going to be some additives added to that as well, like phosphates and silicates, to protect against corrosion and bacterial growth inside of the coolant system. So does coolant need to be changed? How long does it last for? How to tell if your coolant's leaking? These are all questions that I'll be answering here soon, so make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.